Today's episode is officially sponsored by BetterHelp. I know as someone who has their birthday at the beginning of the year, I always feel so much pressure to start the year off right. Plus, all you hear on social media is new year, new me, so it's so easy to feel overwhelmed, which is why talking to someone and having them put all of your thoughts into real actionable steps can be life-changing. There's no reason to do it all alone.
The new year is a blank space for you to write a new story, and BetterHelp makes it so much easier to get started. If you didn't know, BetterHelp is a fully online therapy platform with a diverse network of more than 30,000 licensed professionals with a wide range of specialties and backgrounds. If your first therapist isn't the right fit, you can easily switch anytime at no extra cost. Don't worry, BetterHelp makes therapy simple.
You can start fresh any day of the year with ease and convenience of BetterHelp. Click the link in our description or go to betterhelp.com/betweenusgirlies and get 10% off your first month of therapy. Thanks BetterHelp. Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of Between Us Girlies. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Casey.
I'm Bran.
I'm Bailey.
And today we have a special girly in the hot seat. We have Deb Piper with us. So Deb, we heard a little rumor that this is your first podcast ever.
It is.
Oh my gosh,
Oh my gosh. Welcome. You're our first female guest.
Yeah.
So,
Which is crazy because our show is called Between Us Girlies, but you're the best first girl guest.
100%. So this is your first podcast ever. What made you choose the girlies?
I'm so excited. First off, thank you guys for having me.
Of course.
I'm a Philly girl, and you guys are Philly girls.
Yes.
And it had to happen, right? Like we had to do it.
100%.
So it felt right. I mean, Brandon, we met in a month ago, but in before Christmas, you were like, let's do the follower dinner, and then hit it off.
the
and
rest is
now
history. Now
we're here. Yeah.
So exciting.
Okay, so give us like a breakdown. Treat it like your Tinder profile. Like, what's your age? What's your vibe?
Okay.
What do you do? Where do you live?
I am a fresh 27. I just turned 27, which is like kind of been a tough pill to swallow.
You're a baby.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Me? Stop. I live in Philadelphia. I live in Fairmount, which is a lovely little town.
Fun. So cute.
Grew up outside the city, but love it here. I've been here for like 5 years. I went to school in New York.
Oh, wow.
So
you've always been on the East Coast, kind of?
East Coast girl. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Northeast. We love it.
Yep.
Good.
So, yeah, that's me. That's
That.
all I got. Kind of boring, honestly. Like nothing crazy.
No, don't worry. We'll ask some questions to break that out of you. So, Philly girl, where are your, because I feel like there's so many places in Philly to eat, sleep, drink, whatever. Where are your top places, like bar, coffee shop? Yeah.
No, there's so many good spots. I love
Restaurant.
It here.
I could think of other places.
Oh my gosh, those are such good questions. I'm kind of basic when it comes to like food. Like I love like the Soraya, Kalaya. I love JJ Thai is one of my favorite places to get Thai food. Yep, right on Chestnut Street. Delicious, so good. Coffee, I usually go local. There's a spot, Musette in Fairmount, that I always go to.
Write these down.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Twisted Grounds is also really good.
Is that Fairmount?
Yeah.
I like the Fairmount. I think Fairmount is so pretty. Like
It
there's
is
so
really
many like
cute
little
there.
niche, like little small coffee shops. I'm gonna go to these
There's
places.
families. Everyone's got their strollers.
Yeah.
There's coffee.
What
That's
else
it.
do you want?
Yeah, that's pretty much
I
it.
know.
And then there's a Greek place, Zorba's, also up in Fairmount that I love.
I went on a date there once. Very chaotic first date, but it was good.
It's cute. It's nice in the summer. Everyone's got their tables outside.
Yeah,
Like,
my
it's
breath
very-
was like a little crazy after. I was like, this was like an interesting palette to choose, but the food was amazing.
The food's really good though.
Yeah.
Bars.
Yeah, I'm curious. What are your favorite bars?
I don't really go to the bars that much these days. We do the Fairmount bars, like we do Urban,
Okay.
Hilltown, Black Taxi, like just
Black
for like
Taxi.
a
I
drink.
I got kicked out of there before. The guy cut me off and he said, "You gotta go." I said, "You're right."
But you could go back. Like they
You're
would
right.
welcome you
Yeah.
with open arms.
We love the Black Taxi.
Yeah, it's fun. Other than that, though,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's pretty much where it ends for me.
I love
Really
that.
embarrassing.
Are you? Well, I heard you like a Jersey Shore girl too. What do you dabble in there? Are the bars better? Well, I feel like it's a good debate. Bars are a little bit better in Jersey sometimes. Do you go to the Jersey Shore bars? Where you go at when you're at the beach?
I'll go anywhere at the beach where I am invited. That's my MO. I have like family who has a place in Margate, so I love it there.
Okay, yeah.
One of my best friends, we do like a summer trip to LBI, which I think is the like quaintest beach town in the world. We go to Beach Haven though if we're like going out, which has like seen me in some dark times. And then we do Sea Isle sometimes.
Oh, okay.
My boyfriend's friends do Sea Isle, and that's what they did last summer. And like also like I might not go back. It's fun. Like it's so fun, and the beach is so. I love the Jersey Shore. Like it's just.
Yes.
I love the beach. Like it's all.
Wow. The Jersey Shore is like an underrated thing about Philly because even though it's obviously not Philly, I consider it to be Philly. And I feel like people who aren't from around here don't realize how fun it is. And it's just like such an underrated part of living here. Like you get to be able to just go to all of these different beach towns and they're all so different. It's so nice. It's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, I even like going, like, I'll go for a day, like leave early on Saturday and come back. Like,
Case that's your favorite
me and my
thing to
boyfriend do that every Sunday in the summer. We go to Ocean City, we go to the boardwalk, get pizza. It's like the best.
Yeah, it's nice. You just like get to go to the ocean for a little bit and then come back.
With that, so you lived in New York, Philly, you like the beach. Where is Philly your like home base for the next few years? Where do you think you're going to stay, live?
Yes.
I'm so lucky. My family's here.
Oh, okay, good, yeah.
And they are like incredibly close. My sister is like a half mile away.
Wow.
Yeah, with her husband and my nephew. So it's like it's amazing. It's like incredible. And they're actually moving at the end of the month, which is insane. But I got that for like 3 years, which is so
that's beautiful.
like fortunate. Yeah. My mom lives like under a mile away, which is so
That's
nice.
perfect.
Yeah,
So
it's insane.
jealous.
Like it's like the best setup. Like so that's really cool. Yeah. One of my brothers lives in Queen Village and the other one lives like 25 minutes away. So
I love it.
for that reason, I won't leave. I would love to do like I don't know. Like I love New York. I would go back there.
Yeah.
I love
Somewhere abroad.
Yeah, I love the Northeast. I hate the winter, but
Yeah.
you know, I would do like California or Oregon or something, but it's just wishful thinking,
I
know.
picture like Oregon, like out in like, I don't know, trees, nature.
We were getting some questions from our fan. Did you go to Maine? Our fans were like, does she love Maine?
I love Maine.
Maine's so nice.
I could see you there.
Beautiful. Like it's so beautiful. You can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But that's like I don't think I would last throughout the Maine winter. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably so
It's a
cool.
different kind of cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like a nature girly for like 48, 72 hours max. And then I need to go home and like be a normal person. I went to Maine and it was so fun. But after a little bit, I was like, okay, I need to go back to like my bed and not be camping anymore.
Yeah. No, it's nice. It's like it's very like slow there, which is so nice though. And it's like you step outside and it's always beautiful. So
Moose.
Well, Deb, let's talk about our weekend because we had one. Deb and I went out on Friday. We took 2 of our followers, Kath and Maya, out to dinner. We took them to Dear Daphne. And then we went out on the town. How did you feel like the night went? Were you hungover the next day?
oh my gosh, yes. I was dying.
He didn't take it easy on you.
They were fine. They were like, "You guys okay?"
We were banged up. We were banged up.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's like recap it. So like when I asked you to do it, was there like hesitation? Were you like, no, I'm totally down? Like when I was like, would you do this?
I was so down. It's so fun. The whole concept's so fun. And then like on top of that, like you were facilitating it. So I was like, perfect.
Just have to show up.
Yeah. And then, like, also like connecting, because there's not a ton of, or I haven't connected with a lot of other like Philadelphia content creators. So like
it was really fun.
getting to like connect, do some stuff in person. Like it's exciting. It's fun. And it's like, you know, building a little network, which is cool.
Yeah.
And Dear Daphne was amazing, you guys.
Really?
Like
It's on my list of places.
Like we need to go back. Also, we went during restaurant week. We didn't even end up ordering the restaurant week menu, but like I feel like we ordered like everything off the menu. It was so good. Like whatever that like tuna was the second
It was
we sat
so
down.
fresh.
So fresh. So good. They got the mezza. The drinks were so good. We were doing shots with the manager.
What's the cuisine at Dear Daphne?
It's like
It's Mediterranean.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Very similar to like a Laser Wolf, Soraya, like Elmira. It was great, honestly. And it's beautiful in there, like really sexy.
Really, really pretty. It kind of reminded me of Wilder a little bit. Like the
Yes,
inside
it's
is
like
very
green.
like
Yeah,
very well
pretty.
done. Yeah.
Very well done. And it's in like a good area of the city. So it was a smash hit. And then Deb had her first experience at Barstool Sansom Street. Represent. We brought out a sign, which I think traumatized you a bit. You are not an attention girly. And I'm like, I felt so bad.
No, it was funny.
Yeah, we had a good
Everyone
time.
had fun. I think the girls were so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
They were like so easy to talk to. They like it was like a bunch of old friends like getting together to hang out. Yeah.
No, it was really fun. And like the music was good. The vibes were good. I got this hat. I mean, everything was great.
Was that your first time at Barstool?
That was my first and probably my last.
I was going to say, would you go back?
And like that's done. Like that's done and dusted and we did it. And like
Are you more like dive bar or like club girly? Or like
I
in
think
between?
Probably like a little bit. I lean more I lean more towards like the dive bar.
Yeah.
Section.
Are you like a day long type of girly? Like you go out, like you love a Saturday afternoon?
I don't know if I can last all day long, but
Like an earlier start at like maybe a more low key bar?
yeah, like I think I like a 4 o'clock beer, like or a 4
Okay, yeah.
o'clock beverage,
Yeah.
or like that was so like pick me. I love a beer. Sorry.
No, I love that.
Yeah, but like I think like in New York we did a little bit more like I do love like dancing. Like I love going to like a dancing bar like with everyone, but yeah, I don't know like the club. Like clubs don't really. If I went, I know I would have fun. Like
Right.
I'm not picky.
Yeah.
No, you were a blast. You were like rolling with the punches.
I mean,
and
I
like,
had so much fun.
I'm not like an easy person to go out with. Like, I'm like, we're getting shots, we're getting the champagne flutes, we're getting bottle service. Like,
It was so
and you
fun.
performed.
It was so fun. And then I was like, okay, I gotta go.
But like, you made it to the very end. Like, it's just, I was crazy. I was like, let's go to foyer. But
Honestly,
like,
you deserve a pat on the back. Like
Yeah.
round of applause
Yeah.
for Deb.
You made it
Yeah.
though.
like first night out with me is not easy, and like you delivered. Like
Yep.
you can handle it.
It was just like so, everything happening was just so funny.
It was. It
I
was
like,
very
this
funny.
Is all hilarious.
And it was so like we just were like with these two girls, Kath and Maya, and like it really did feel like we were all the four of us like best friends for years. Like we were just sitting, people would come in our booth, we'd be like, ew, leave. Like we were just like having so much fun, just the four of us. And then how was everyone else's weekend? Good? Anything crazy happen?
Nothing crazy. I did watch a little bit of the Grammys. So I didn't watch it in real time, but I woke up this morning, like the second my eyes opened, I typed in Grammys into TikTok and watched every relevant TikTok. So I caught up.
Charlie XCX, let's chat, because that performance changed my life. I don't feel the same. I've been thinking about it ever since. I could not sleep. I was refreshing YouTube every 5 seconds to see if they had uploaded. I was like, I need to watch this again. Lindsay was in the bed with me,
I was
and I
literally
like
just about to
sit
say
up and I put the TV on full blast. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
I was sitting there just like kind of idle, like just watching it, enjoying it. Brandon's next to me like, yes, yes, this is great.
It was incredible.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Did you watch it, Deb?
Yeah, it was so good. I thought the performances were just like amazing this year.
Yeah.
Like I was like everyone sounded incredible, and
Yeah.
it was I thought it was really really good. I
Yeah.
had no notes. I was like mesmerized. The
I'm
whole time.
chronically online. I have so many conspiracy theories that I knew Beyonce was going to get country. Do you have it on
Here we
video?
go. Here
I
we
knew she was
go.
going to get country album of the year because I knew Queen Mother Taylor was, well, she looked gorgeous.
She was stunning.
Stunning. Like I'm gonna get a red dress, and I knew because they switched up. I heard that Taylor was going to present for Best New Artist, so people were speculating that Sabrina was going to get that, so she was going to give that award. But then they switched it, so she was presenting the Best New Country Album, Best Country Album. I said, what a coinky dink! Of course, it's going to be Beyonce. And what happened? But Rep TV is still not in my possession, and she didn't win any Grammys. So if she doesn't come out with a Miss Americana Part 2, so help me God. Like, so help me God.
Oh, you're insane.
Did you see all like the Kanye West theories with her now?
No. Oh, because he's
No.
only following her
He's
now?
only following her, and apparently he's coming out with an album called Bully. So, and now he's only following Taylor Swift. So people think that Taylor is in on it, and like somehow there's going to be a Rep TV announcement with Kanye, which I don't think is true because I don't think Taylor would do that. But that's what everyone's like freaking out about right now.
I think she has up until like August for her trademark for Rep TV. So it has to be dropped between now and then.
You're
But-
insane.
No, like you really are.
Okay. I just read the
love
news.
it. I just read the
I read the news. It's all out there in the media for
That
you
every
guys.
single she steps out and I'm like, yeah, that's snakeskin.
Yeah.
It's coming tonight, guys. Like I can't like it's so embarrassing at this point. Like I'm like
I was like, oh my god, those earrings are snakes.
yeah, like literally
Look like
everything.
an
is,
idiot.
Oh, like the coins.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god. I'm
Like
so
there's red in her rep bodysuit in the Eras tour. It's rep night. Like, at this point, there's an Easter. It's a red carpet. It's rep. Like
But it's like I'm like doing random math. I'm like, do you think did she take 13 steps?
Yeah, like
Do you think she did? 'Cause
Like,
that,
everything
that
is
could mean
planned.
something because she turned then and like
It could mean something. You just
she's like
never know.
created like a monster of us. Like everything she does is so like well calculated, and there's so many Easter eggs that she could do nothing at all, and everyone thinks it's like an Easter
Yeah.
egg. They're like,
Literally.
oh, I know what this means, and she's like, oh, I didn't do anything at all.
When she came out with a full song saying like the crowd is chanting more. Like this bitch went on a full Eras tour,
Yeah.
gave us movies, 10 million albums, went on tour, and a book, anthology, and we're asking for another album of re-recordings. Like,
and like I'm not asking, like I'm like when?
Yeah.
Like, I'm expecting
When are you
it.
doing
yeah,
it?
just
Yeah.
like,
I'm like,
I just
Taylor.
want it so I can stop doing
Yeah.
the speculation so I can sleep at night. That's all.
Well, Deb, the girlies love you. We posted a story asking our followers any questions they had for you, and these girls are nosy. And they had a lot of dating questions, a lot of friendship questions, so we're going to get right into it. We're going to start with dating because a few of us, I think, could use some advice, me, myself in particular. But let's chat dating. Do you feel like defined by like any aspects of your past or like past relationships at all?
I feel like yes, right?
Yeah.
Like obviously, like a little bit yes. Like I don't feel like it's always a bad thing.
Right.
And like not even just with like romantic relationships. Like I feel like I think it's normal kind of to pick up pieces from the relationships that you have and like carry them with you and like
Yeah.
you know whether that's something that's really good or whether that's like a little bit of baggage. Like
Yeah. It sticks with you.
it sticks with you and I don't
Yeah.
know if that's like inherently bad.
I think it makes you who you are.
Yeah.
Like along the way, you are obviously always growing, so you're always going to be changing, and I think it like makes you a little bit of who you are.
Yeah, and I mean, I also think that like relationships ending and the spark that starts your healing relationship, kind of, you know, more so with yourself, is very like it's almost like
It's
sometimes
special.
it's nice and it's
Yeah.
and it's hard. Like obviously, like that's a lot to swallow at times and a lot to like put on yourself. But yeah, I don't know if I'm like necessary. Like I don't think it's inherently bad that
Yeah.
you're a little bit defined or you've like grabbed some things from your past relationships and brought them with you. And yeah, I guess again, like it's just like it's not always romantic relationships, right? That
Yeah.
you're bringing with you. Like there's things that my friends do. Like the way I talk is literally the way my friends talk. Like
Right.
you know, like it's just like something
You
that
draw pieces from like everybody in your life, and like whether they like stay, like you still hold it on. Like my therapist said this to me, and she was like, when a rocket goes into the air, like the boosters come off, and it's like like some people are meant to like catapult you into life, but like they're not meant to like stay with you when you
Oh,
get
that's
to that
good.
point.
Wow.
Isn't that
Yeah,
good?
that's
Yeah, it's
good.
like a really good
that's
analogy.
a really nice analogy. Yeah.
And when she said it to me, I was like, damn, yep, that's why they keep paying you that big money. But no, it's true. And like, it isn't like, I agree with you that it's not like always bad and just like, but like, I do feel like, I mean, me personally, like, I feel like when I walk into a room, like people are always like, oh, like you dated so-and-so, or you used to be friends with that person. And it's just like, it's always like a weird like thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like, I'm still me. Like
Yeah.
I'm still Bran.
It's very like small town always on
Yes.
whatever scale.
Especially
right?
in
Like,
Philly too. Like
Yeah.
we always say small town, big buildings. Like you like go in one friend group in Philly, you're probably you've seen it all at one point. Like you're like, yep, I know him, I know him, I know him, I know that person. It gets like so it's like fun, messy, but like overwhelming at the same time.
It's also like I feel like it's sometimes one of those things where you're like everyone is thinking this. Like everyone, like I walk into the room and everyone is thinking
Yeah.
about like me and like
Yeah.
my past relationship and like whatever, and like the reality of the situation is
one's-
like no one cares. Yeah.
Literally, everyone's thinking about themselves at that
Yeah,
moment.
exactly. Yeah, everyone's thinking about their own problems and
Right.
like, you know, everything that
Yeah.
goes along with that. So
And like, okay, so let's chat like breakups, because like 3 out of the 4 of us, hey guys, we recently like all went through like a breakup. Do you have like any like piece of advice that you would give, like best tip or or honestly, like, what do you think's the hardest part of a breakup, and like, how do you overcome it?
I think that breakups are like such a double-edged sword, and it's all such a balancing act between like, you know, this is the way I feel, this is the way I want to feel, like this is the way I think I should be feeling. You know, you have like, you're potentially like dealing with like the loss of like a person that you love, you're dealing with the loss of a future, the loss of a life that like you had and you were attached to, and then you're also like, wait, this could be a new opportunity, like this could be a good thing, like I could be becoming so much better because of this. And I think it's hard, like when you have all these conflicting emotions, to try and like find a center for yourself. I think that, I think breakups are really hard. I know I'm very sensitive.
Yes,
I'm just
me
a
too.
very sensitive girl. So I take things like I take things hard. And I think that for a while, like when I've gone through breakups, I found myself being like, what was the universe trying to say? Like,
Right.
what? I was like so envious of, you know, people that could be like, you know, like the universe said it wasn't for me, so it's not for me. And I was like, I just can't do that. Like I am hurt and I'm upset and I'm like feeling all these things, and like other people are just moving on.
Yeah.
And like I can't do that.
That is such a relatable take.
is.
Like I feel so comforted by your presence.
Isn't
like,
she the best?
This is why
Like,
people
she's
love you.
such
Like,
like a
like I feel so safe. No, I think that's such a relatable take, because you look around and you're like, how are you getting over this? Like, what are you doing that I'm not? I swear, like some people just have like a thing where they can do it.
And it's like, it's amazing. Like people that can do that, I'm like, do it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Do your thing. Like, but the best like single piece of advice, I've probably gotten two. One is from one of my best friends, and she texted it to me. I say it all the time, because I was talking to her about this. I was like, when do I grow? Like, what's going on? Like, I do think sometimes like the healing journey has been like a little bit romanticized. And it's like, because like who knows how long it takes, and like who knows when you're like healed, right? Like it's the same thing. It's like the baggage. Like you kind of take things with you for like who knows how long. But that's what I was talking to her about. I was like, how do I grow from this? Like, what is my next step? Like, and she was like, you just like, you don't have to grow. You just don't shrink. And like, that was like the whole point, was like, you don't really need to focus on growing right now.
Cry, girl.
No,
The tissue.
Yeah, I needed this.
it's like, it's nice. Like, it's just like you don't have to get better from this. You don't have to like find this like sixth like thing that's gonna happen, and like you're not gonna like potentially, and you might, right? But you also might not. And like the standard shouldn't be like you went and like found yourself. Like I did like my Eat, Pray, Love. Like it should be like, wow, I got through this, and like I'm still myself. And like even if for a little bit I wasn't, like now I am. And that was a really like, she said that to me and I was like, yeah, that's
Yeah, that's a good one.
Girl.
That's a
good one. Very good.
That's good. It's like not trying to obtain like the big thing, and like not searching for like that one big thing when it's also like right in front of you, just being present and like just being.
Yeah.
And it takes the pressure of like that should aspect. And it's like, you shouldn't have to like feel like it's your experience. Like live that truthfully. You shouldn't have to feel like, oh, I should feel this way, or this experience should teach me this. Like, no, it just is what it is type of thing.
Right.
Yeah,
So I love
exactly.
that.
I think, and I struggled with that a lot. Like I was like, when am I gonna like, what's this epiphany?
Right.
And like, when is it gonna happen? And like, it just might not. And that's okay. Like as long as, and like you might like 5 years look back and be like, oh my God, I'm a whole different person. And like that epiphany happened very slowly and like very gradually. And then the other piece of advice my mom gave me, and she was like, things should be like, life is hard enough. Everything else should be easy. Like the person you're with should be easy. And
True.
I've
You
really
said that once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like life can be so difficult,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know?
Spend it, with someone easy.
Yeah.
Like life shouldn't be this hard right now.
Yeah,
Like before
yeah.
like getting like the crazy like bills and kids and shit
Exactly,
like that comes into play.
Yeah. I totally relate to that too, being like such a sensitive girly. Like I take everything. I know in every breakup I've had, it was like, what was wrong with me? Like, why didn't they want to be with me, instead of having that, you know, mindset shift of being like, oh, well, what was wrong with our relationship? I always took that on myself. So that definitely prohibited me after breakups from being able to get back out there, because I always thought something was wrong with me. Like, what was your experience with like getting back out there after a breakup? Like, do you have any advice for that? Kind of what what was that like for you?
That I feel like it's the same thing. Like you think there's gonna be a day when you're like, I'm ready, like, and there's not. Like there's just not. So I think that's like one of the things where it's like you just might not be ready, and like the first few times you might just be like, okay, I'm gonna try this out, like, and see what happens. I know. So like I have a boyfriend now. We love him. And so we met in 2023, like the late summer, early fall. And I was in therapy at the time, and like my therapist was like, you just need to go and like do something. Like, girl, come on. And yeah, she basically was like, you need to go and like remind yourself that like you like can go on dates and like you can do these things. Like she was like, it doesn't have to be like, you're not gonna meet the one.
Right.
Like it's not gonna happen. Just do it. And I was like, no, like I'm not doing that. Like I'm not ready. Like it's not my time yet. Like I'm sad. I'm like, it's just not gonna work for me. But she was like, do it. She was like, download Hinge, go on a date. Like it doesn't matter who you go with. Like she was like, it's the least important part of this is like who you're going on a date with. And I was like, okay, like whatever. So I was like so picky. I was like so obnoxious, and like I like would like answer with like one word and be like way too cool and like so annoying. And I went on one date, and it was with Jimmy. And I was like, oh, shoot. Like, this wasn't supposed to happen. Yeah. And I was like, no, you don't matter. Like, and then, yeah, I was like, we went on probably like 10 dates. And then I was like, we are not dating. Like, I was like, this is not for me. I think he like just stuck around for like 6 months, 8 months. And then I was like, we can date.
You passed the test.
Hey, like, sorry about like the girl 8 months ago. Like, yeah, but it was the thing. Like, I was like, shoot, like, I'm just going to do it. And like, I got lucky, honestly. But
that app is horrible. I haven't on it recently.
Horrible out there.
It's hard. But wow, I'm so happy for you.
No, I like talk to my friends though, and I'm like, do not date that man. Absolutely not. Like, in what world? Like, you are so out of his league. Yeah, but that's like I was like, I know I'm on Hinge. Like, I was like, what are you doing here? And I like was like, I struggled with that. Like, I was like, Jimmy, like, what are you doing on this app? Like
this is for the girls.
Yeah.
You should have found me organically.
That was your fault.
Yeah, I'm like, if you love me, you would have found me. Like,
A coffee
You would have
shop.
found me at Urban Saloon. You would have found me at the Jersey Shore. What are you doing swiping on my picture?
yeah, I'm like, this is kind of scummy of you.
I'm dead.
Okay, so I feel like we kind of know your opinion on dating apps. Like you were lucky. You found a good one, but they're a little like scary. Do you have any like, now that you are a successful dating app story, do you have any like thoughts on dating apps in general? Do you think that there's a way to make them work? You got lucky, but is there a way for other girls to make them work?
I do think it's brutal out there sometimes. Like, I think that that's so fair. And I think it's like worth a shot, but I understand getting exhausted by it. And like, it's so fair. Going on multiple dates a month is like so stressful. But I think if it's something that you're interested in, then it's an option. And I think it's an option that's actually an option, and not just like something that like people say when they're like, oh, just get on the apps, and everyone's like, shut up, you know?
Yeah.
Which is fair also. Like, I see both sides.
Yeah.
But if you're bored, if you need to like get out there and go on a date.
Yeah. I always say, I feel like dating is like getting reps in. Like the more you date, the better you get at it, the more you know what you do want and you don't want. So if that's the fastest way to get your reps in is go on a few Hinge dates, knock yourself out.
It's fun to like treat it kind of like a little like girls' night, like get ready, have a drink, and then like go on a date.
Yeah.
So
Do you
Also,
have
it's a
any?
Yap. So I feel like it's just like a yapping. I feel like to
Yeah.
talk. Like, just like
To go on
talk.
dates.
Yeah.
Do you have any like overall advice for just girls in their single girlies in their 20s? I feel like even if you're not on apps, it's kind of hard out there to figure out has good intentions. If you'd like just any kind of overall advice for single girlies, that's like our number one asked question.
I think like it's important to be okay being single. I think that that's one of the things that's like, all right, like if you're okay being single, then like, and you want to pursue having a relationship with someone, then like, it's fun, and like it should be fun, and if it's not fun, then maybe it's not the right time. Like maybe you shouldn't be like pursuing. But also, I don't know, I think it's like every time like you hear people like talking, it's like, what's the advice? Like it is like half of me thinks it's luck, and half of me is like it's a little bit of persistence, if that's something that you're interested in. And also if you want to be single, then just stay single. Like it's so fun. You've got no one to answer to. You have all the opportunities. So I'm not sure if I have like any advice.
It's always like so like I'm like, oh, relationship sounds so fun, but staying single is so much fun too.
Yeah, like everything's just such a balancing act.
Yeah.
You know, and
I think it's like enjoying the moment that you're in.
Yeah,
like if you're single, enjoy it. If you're in a relationship, enjoy it.
It's cliche, and I understand when people are like, I don't want to hear your advice, and I'm like, I get that. Like done, like heard, like absolutely. And I didn't want to hear it when I was single. Like I was like, shut to my therapist. I was like, no, like dumb idea. But you know, so it's easy to see both sides.
We were kind of like alluding to this earlier, especially being in like Philly and the dating pool is so small. And like, I feel like we've definitely all been through this too. Like, have you ever felt like you were like pitted against another woman, whether it was over a guy or a situation with dating? And like, if that's happened, like what would your advice to be like to handle that? Like, how do you kind of pivot, like get yourself through that situation?
Yeah. I mean, I think that that's definitely, you know, happened to me, in part due to social media, which is social media is like such a blessing and such a curse, right? Because it gives, you know, people the opportunity to compare women, and that stuff like this has been happening for so long.
Years.
And every time it's like, we should stop doing this, and then like you do it. And part of me, again, like everything is two-sided. Part of me understands like the lore and the interest in doing that. Most of me is like, I wish we didn't. You know?
Right.
Like maybe we take a step back from
Find a new storyline.
doing that.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, in part like the role that social media has in things like that, it's like it's a little bit like the nature of the beast, right? Like I feel like I've made the decision to continue to share my life.
So it comes with the territory.
So like like it comes with the territory, and it's kind of like, is that what I want? Like,
no,
not necessarily.
But we don't always have a choice, you know. Like people always are gonna throw things out there, like, and it is kind of like the sacrifice I guess we make by doing that.
Yeah, and I don't think it's good for anyone. But
I think people forget it's like real human emotions, and people are real human beings and feel things too. And I think it's people don't take that into account ever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like something on the opposite end, like how do you feel like, do you think it's hard to make girlfriends at this age? And like what would your like advice be like for making friends as an adult? Because like I feel like especially you and I were both from Philly, like my friends, these two I went to college with, Lindsay I've been friends with for years, so like I feel very privileged in the sense that like I've never really been in a situation where like, oh my god, I have to go make a new friend. But there are moments where I'm like, damn, like I should put myself out there and I should do that. Do you have any advice? Because our listeners always want to know, like, how do you make friends as like a 27-year-old or a 28-year-old?
No, I get that. I feel the same way. Like I'm very privileged. I'm super close with my friends that I grew up with. I'm super close with my friends from college, and it hasn't been like I've never moved to a new city and been like I have to make new friends, right? I will say that the thing I feel like people are like, because I was actually asking my friends about this recently, and like they were like, you know, go to coffee with the girl from yoga class, or like do like your coworkers, like go and like get a drink with them, or you know, all of these things, like talk to the person at the gym, and all of those things are amazing options, and I totally agree with. The thing I think that like we always forget to talk about is like it's just going to be so uncomfortable. Like no matter what, like the thing you have to get through isn't going to yoga class, it's the uncomfortability of like talking to the girl that goes to the same time as you and like trying to make something happen and like being okay if it doesn't work out, you know?
It's kind of like dating.
Exactly. Like it's all like rolled up into the same little bundle where it's like you just have to be okay being uncomfortable and like knowing that the uncomfortableness is not going to last.
It's temporary.
But it'll be there for a little bit. So
I feel like it's so temporary. Like I just thought like a girl I see at the gym all the time. Like I can't remember, like we're friends now, but I can't remember what that awkward time felt like because it was so temporary. But now it's like so comfortable.
Yeah, and it's nice to like think like likely like the girl next to you probably wants to be friends too.
Yeah,
you know, lots of
exactly.
people are good.
Right.
So
Yeah, I always feel like social media is such a good entryway too. Like even if you just start with just getting their Instagram, like
100%.
then you can swipe. It's almost literally like you're swiping up on a guy's
Yeah.
story. Like if they post something like, "Oh my god, I love that coffee place," or "Oh my god, how was that restaurant? I've always wanted to try there," and like a few DMs back and forth. I know with girls in my DMs, I instantly feel friends with them. If they've DM'd me a few times, I'm like, "Oh, I know that girl, and I've never met her in my life." But
Yeah.
like you feel comfortable. So even just like getting an Instagram and getting a follow, I think is like a good foot in the door.
yeah, like once I feel like once I'm friends with someone on Instagram, I'm like sending voice memos. I'm like doing the whole thing. I'm like, I thought we were going way back. Like,
Go way
so no, I
back.
completely agree. I think that's such a good point.
Well, in the spirit of comfortability, now that you're comfy with us, we're gonna play a game.
Yay.
So typically on Between Us Girlies, we play Would You Rather. So we're gonna give you a little this or that, sort of with a Philly twist.
Okay, fine.
But we'll start off with Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Country Taylor Swift or pop Taylor Swift? There is a right answer. I'm kidding.
I feel like I don't even like kind of like I feel like I'm like lyrical Taylor Swift. Like how did it end?
Midnight
Like bridge.
Taylor Swift.
Like so long London. Like, I guess like I mean what's Midnight's considered pop?
Pop.
Pop.
My favorite album.
I'm gonna do pop then.
Okay. Great answer.
Synth
Not the wrong
pop.
answer?
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yes,
synth
that was
pop.
the right answer.
Okay, thank God.
Okay, solid core or going for a run?
Solid core. I do like running though.
You like solid core.
Oh, she's a solid core
Yeah.
girly.
Yeah.
It's more like running. Sometimes I'm like, oh my god, I'm dying. Like, solid core, I'm like modified.
Wow.
Like taking a break.
So
Like,
both like crazy options.
No, I did solid core a few times, and every time I left, I was like, I didn't know that part of me could hurt.
it shakes, right? It
Yeah,
hurts
it's
so
bad.
bad. Yeah. But you can take breaks. Like you can like
Yeah,
stop whenever
I
you
took
want.
a break.
Yeah,
Indefinitely.
The girl I do Pilates, she always says if a part of you hurts that's never hurt before, you're growing a muscle there, and that's a good thing. So when I'm like shaking, I'm like, wait, this is good. I'm growing a muscle somewhere. So
Like they say, like they're like you're gonna get the shakes, and I'm like, okay, like sure. And then like I'm literally like, oh my god, my leg.
Okay, McGillin's or Urban Saloon?
McGillin's.
Great answer.
Wow.
I know.
Okay, so you do like Magellan's.
I do like
Okay.
McGillin's
but like I wouldn't
upstairs?
say that.
Or
Oh,
downstairs?
yeah. Magellan's upstairs or downstairs?
Because they're two very different vibes.
They are different vibes. I feel like downstairs, a little karaoke action.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like upstairs too. Not that picky.
Okay.
I like
Whole
Urban
venue.
Saloon. Yeah.
What is your go-to Touch Tunes song? Like, if you're gonna put a song on the Touch Tunes, what's it gonna be? At McGillin's.
I want to say like it's definitely Taylor Swift. It's probably like Enchanted or like something weird. It's like,
Enchanted. That's a great. If I heard that in the bar, that'd be the best night of
Or
my
like-
life.
like so long London. Like everyone's into it.
Just breaking our heart.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, if I heard it, like, oh, Deb's here.
Yeah. So long London twice.
So, like, let's go to Garage after this.
Yeah,
And
I'm
play.
down.
All too well to anniversary.
Okay, would you rather go out on a Friday night or a Saturday night? It doesn't matter what you do. Just like what's your
I think Friday night.
Friday
Get your
night.
whole weekend. Yeah.
Girl from my heart.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, and then when you're out, would you rather have vodka or tequila?
Vodka.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
good
That's
answers.
good.
Yeah, I think so.
Good. All right. Now it's time to move on to like the FYP section. And honestly, you're on my FYP. I'm a big fan. I said this. I'm like, I had to break that. So I'm like, I am a big fan. I know a lot of the girlies love your fashion. I was just talking about like one of your fashion TikToks. Where do you get your fashion style from? Who's your inspo? I love this outfit you have on right now.
Thank
The
you so
flats.
much. I love my FYP. It's like so. I know. It's like so curated. I love it's a bunch of like fashion girlies that are like so like they have very simple, very similar fashion. Yeah, I love like Caroline Bankston, Abby Caitlin or Catlin. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, but I hope that that's right.
Write that down. Write that down.
Yeah, all the Pinterest girlies, like they're all just
Pinterest
like
girly.
amazing. My friends are also like so cool and fashionable. So like they buy something, I buy something. Like
Okay, good.
so that's definitely my FYP is mostly like clothes, outfits.
Okay. I love that for you.
Which is fun.
Love that. I love your outfit so much. Also on your, well, my FYP is you, but you do a lot of like the 5 to 9 routines, like 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. like before, and also you do your 5 p.m. is that what it is? 5 p.m.
5
to
to
9?
9 p.m.
Yeah, 5 to 9.
Which is cool.
Yeah, because you go on your runs.
Do that.
Yeah. Sometimes I have to run in the afternoon.
I know. I'm like, damn, she's on it.
Mornings are
But
too much.
I love that. How do you stay disciplined? Are you a Capricorn?
I am a Capricorn.
Okay, you're sitting in the midst
you
of
guys?
two,
Okay.
Yeah,
two
me
other
and Bailey are.
Capricorns.
Okay.
I could tell.
Yeah.
How do you stay disciplined? Are you like a planner girly, a calendar, Google Calendar? What's your vibe?
I like, the thing where it's like people are like type like B plus. I think I'm like a little bit like that.
Wait, can you break that down for me?
Like you have like type A, type B, and like I'm not like crazy strict about my routine, right?
Okay.
Like, but like it has to encompass like a certain amount of things. Like I love to travel, like I love to go and like do things, but like kind of what you were saying, like after a couple of days, I'm like, all right, like I gotta get back to my like, I gotta get back. So it's just like I'm not like rigid. Like I've got to do this. Like if I miss a workout, I'm like, c'est la vie. Like my body needed sleep. Like,
That's a good attitude to have too. That's so important for your mental health.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely focus a lot better at work if I have like done some activity in the morning. I played lacrosse in college, and we were a big morning group, and it was like, it was a little early for like a college kid perhaps, but now it's like instilled a nice value in me. You just get more out of your day, honestly.
I agree.
Especially now, like filming content. I'm like,
Yeah.
if you do it after work, I'm like, it's literally dark. Like there's no light. Like
Exactly.
There's no time.
And you're exhausted. Like when I worked 9 to 5, like my brain was so fried at the end of the day. I was like, I gotta go lip sync now. I was like, I just want to sit down and rot.
yeah, no, I completely agree.
I love that. So is that when your relationship with fitness began? I'd say like I've like for me, because I did like sports in, I was like college, high school, but in college, and if I think post grad, I feel like keeping up with that like regimen, was that where it all began?
Yeah. It's nice. Like once you finish a college sport, you're like, well, what do I like do next? And like everyone goes through like their Orange Theory phase, and then you're like, I don't have to sprint anymore. Like, what am I getting faster for?
That's
Like,
so
why?
true. Why was I doing suicides in the gym in college? Why was I doing that?
No, like I'm literally like, wait, like literally like one day in class, I'm like, this is weird. Like,
I don't want to be here anymore.
yeah. So like I stopped that, and then like I guess like I like, like I started to do like a little Pilates. I did the marathon, which I was like,
Okay, wow. The Philly Marathon?
yeah. Oh my
Okay.
god, it was so fun. Like it was,
Wow.
it was like hard, but I was like, all right, like I'll do like I did. It's the same thing. It's like the post grad like evolution. Like I was like, now I'll run a marathon, and like then
26 miles. Wow.
it was so hard.
Did you walk any of that?
Actually, I didn't. I did it with Jimmy. We did the whole thing together.
Wow.
It was so bizarre. Yeah. And like didn't anticipate it at all. Like I was like, all right, like go ahead. Like you're like a lot taller than me. Like your strides are so long. Like I was like, we're not gonna do this together. But yeah, we just like did the whole thing.
Aw.
Ran the whole
That's
thing.
bonding.
Yeah.
It was nice. Yeah, it was really nice. I would have been like by the end.
Probably so good for your mental health. I should really pick up a new hobby.
It is nice. The winters, I'm so miserable because I'm like, you can't like go outside.
I know.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's like 50 degrees.
Yes, it was nice.
Pivoting real quick. So I feel like you've just been, social media, we were just saying it's a good and a bad thing. How have you tried to stay true to yourself through like everything? You're blowing up on TikTok, social media, Instagram.
I think that I honestly, I say this a lot, but like I just think I got lucky and like I fell into a really, really like lovely corner of the internet and people are really supportive. It's like very female dominated, I think, which is like nice. And yeah, I've tried to post the things that I want to see and also like if I like post what I'm doing in the day, like it's nothing crazy. So like I don't really have that many options here, Like,
I will say you have such like a positive and like you're such like a bright light. Like so going like on your videos, like I'm like the comments like it's just such
They're
like
so positive.
Yeah, so
like
it's
have
like
you ever had a hater?
yeah.
it is so
Yeah, I've never
sweet.
seen
And like sometimes I'm like, is that a hate comment? And then it's just like a very constructive criticism. And I'm like, yeah, that's actually super fair. Like, thank you. Like that's awesome. Like I'm like, this one comment, this girl was like, she was like so sweet. She was like, your vlogs feel incomplete. And I was like, you're so right.
Oh yeah.
I should round those out better. So like I'm like, I'm so lucky. Like this is so nice.
Yeah, people, when they were submitting questions, they're like, we don't have a question, just let her know she's so loved. I was like, if this was me, I'd be getting cooked. So you're doing something right.
They're so sweet. Like, it's just so nice. And that's like answering a DM. Like, I'll literally be like, hey, girly, like, love you. Like, and then, like, I'll, like, after, like, sending 9 links, I'll be like, I don't know her. Like, shoot. Like,
That's what makes it so personal and like so nice. I'd rather have someone be like, "Hey, girlie, send me 9 links," and like just no reply. Like it's just sitting and just me DMing the same girl.
Okay, so we want to play one more game with you. It's called Plead the Fifth. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and you have to answer 2, but you can plead the 5th on one where you don't have to answer.
okay.
Okay, ready? Number 1. Do you think there's a content creator out there that copies your style? Number 2, there was an infamous cake that had your name on it that said Brie, Deb, and Rose. How did you feel about that? Number 3, if you could say one thing to one person you dated in the past, what would you say? Let me know if you want me to repeat any of these.
I actually recently did like, what do you guys want to see in my vlog? And I did Ask Me Anything, and I got a lot of similar questions. I love like fashion. I love style. I think it's so fun. To be like completely honest, I am so basic though. Like I shop at Aritzia, like I shop at Free People. Like I am not, like objectively, I am not doing anything outstanding. So I do not think that anyone is copying my style in any capacity. For sure, no. I am copying other girls. Like we are all copying each other, like as it should be. Like that is we're sharing things on purpose. Like it is to be like inspired from. And but no, I don't think that any content creator in specific is copying me at all.
Give it like 2 months and that will be me.
Yeah. I will be copying you.
You will be seeing me.
But that's just like so lovely. Like that's so so sweet. The cake I see that question a lot. I like didn't know that it was so much of a thing. Like I know it was there, and it's not like, my MO is never to comment on anyone else's journey. And I think probably that it was probably from a good place.
Yeah.
And that's what matters. What was the third one?
The third one is if you could say one thing to one person that you dated in the past, what would you say? But you can plead the 5th if you don't want to answer.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll 5th. I don't really have anything to say. I'm not really like a wish you the best or like like I don't like wish anyone bad. But
I love that you answered it.
Yeah, I mean,
She's
because
a
there's
robot.
nothing.
Yeah. What's your take on like
say.
closure? Like, do you believe in it? And if so, like, what is closure to you?
No, I don't believe in it at all. Like,
Okay.
I think.
Wow, yeah.
Because it's like something that like you keep searching for, like you keep searching for it, and maybe you get what you think is closure, and then like maybe that's not enough.
Yeah.
And then like you're looking for something else, and
It's almost like a gamble.
Yeah, it's just it is like a gamble, and it's like, is it worth it?
Yeah.
I feel like most of the time you don't get the answer that you want. So it's just you continue looking and looking and looking, and you're never going to get it.
Yeah, and I'm sure some people can get it, but like for me personally, and I think it does probably comes back to like being like a little bit sensitive, where I'm like, I thought I wanted closure, but I actually had 6 more things to say. Yeah, but like, so I'm not a big, but I do love the song "Closure" by Taylor Swift.
I was like, I know she has a song for this.
One of my-
I was
one of
like
my
thinking, I feel like she has a Taylor Swift.
Favorites.
Did you go to the Eras tour?
Oh my God, twice.
Wait, what shows?
I went to Philly,
Okay, wait, what night?
night 2.
Okay, it was night
No,
3.
wait. Yeah, it was Saturday.
Okay.
And then some of my friends and I went to Portugal and saw her in Lisbon.
that's so
Oh my God,
Wow.
it was so
Wait,
fun.
what were your surprise songs there?
Fortnite, actually.
No way.
That's a good one.
Wow.
Long Live. I
That's her favorite.
know. Yeah. No, it was insane.
Well, I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask this question, but I have to. What's your favorite era? Era. I said error.
I am such a like folklore evermore girl. That I have a August tattoo.
No way.
Yeah, and like I love her so much. It's my favorite tattoo. But yeah, that's like, because I've always been like a Taylor Swift, like I've always been a fan. My older sister is like, she's 9 years older than me, so like we were like bumping to like Fearless, like we were like head first, like Fearless, yeah, like. But like folklore evermore, like I remember like
I
just
feel like
being
that's your vibe. Yeah.
oh like, this is insane to me. Like, I remember like driving like in the Subaru and being like, turn on like, who is August? So, and now like Jimmy's name is James. So like, I'm like, call us Debbie and James. Like, I know. I like try and like make it happen. And everyone's like, I don't really get it. And I'm like, let's just do it. Like, let's just do it for me right now.
Wait, that's so cute. Aw.
All right, so we have to end our True Girlies Know. We end every episode with our immunity necklace. We talked a little bit about this before we started recording. So we are so curious what your immunity necklace is. So like we said, this is something that you feel you need. It originated by Brandon saying something a little controversial. He was saying, I need an immunity necklace to say this. So we are giving you a free pass. We're giving you your immunity necklace. You can say whatever you want.
Okay. I'm in between two. And like one's like funny or not funny, but like one's less serious, one's more serious.
Let him
Give us
spread.
both.
Yeah.
Okay. My first one is that like I don't really like Adderall spritzes in the winter.
No, that checks out.
That
That
felt
makes
personal.
sense.
I just like I don't know. It just like gives me a weird vibe.
I really want to like them, and I haven't yet.
I
Like
tried
I can't get into
alcohol,
them.
yeah.
Have you tried like a Hugo spritz?
Yes.
Yes, I did
Delicious,
actually.
yeah.
I like them enough that I can get through it, but I don't ever see myself craving one. And I know people are like, "Oh, I want one right now." And I'm like, "Oh, I want to be you. Like I want to crave it." I feel like that's such a cool thing to crave,
They
but
look so good.
I can't.
It's a really pretty cup. Nice colors.
It's
Little
a
orange
big,
wedge.
It's refreshing on a nice hot summer day.
Exactly,
Like it's
yeah.
a spritz. I see that.
Yeah. My second one is that your boyfriend isn't your best friend. Because that is...
Wait, that's great. Explain.
Yeah, isn't it interesting? I think about it a lot because I'm like, because I love Jimmy, like, but I'm like, I have best friends.
You're not a girl, Jimmy.
You're my boyfriend. Like, why do you have to be my best friend? I'm like, are you not taking enough? Like, but like, it's like this. I just like think it's such an important delineation, and like how quick like people are to be like, oh, my boyfriend's my best friend. And I'm like, wait, like my best friends have been with me through so much. Like we went through all of this stuff together. We've like seen the best parts and the worst parts and like all of these things. And I'm like, I won't even like pee in front of my boyfriend yet. Like I'm like, like you're great. Like, and I love you like romantically and like all of these other things that like you get and like you get, like there's promotion opportunities for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow, that's
No, you're real as fuck for this.
yeah,
No,
like
that's
I'm
so
like my
true.
best friends are my best friends. Like that is
Yeah.
like that should be just as sacred.
Yeah, I agree because I think for me, I feel like I love my friends so much. Like another man, I think it's also like a little thing I have, but I'm like, oh, I love my friend so much. I don't want him to replace that. I
Yeah.
don't think that's ever gonna happen.
Yeah.
But it's a
Yeah.
good boundary to have.
And it's like not that serious. Like
Yeah.
I totally get that. Like
Like, I
people
get-
are like, my boyfriend's my best friend, and I'm like, I totally get it. Like, and I
Yeah.
do like feel that way too. Like I'm being so like hypocritical.
Right.
No, it's not. If you had an
But-
immunity necklace, you can say
Yeah.
it.
You're so yeah.
I agree with you. Like, Casey has picked my sunglasses out of my throw up for me. I do not want any man I ever date, no matter how close we
I
are.
forgot about
And
that.
he won't get best friend. You're right. He doesn't deserve the title. He hasn't been through what these women have been through with
Yeah.
me, no matter what. And it's not possible. He just hasn't been there.
It's literally so funny. If you were to look at my TikTok ideas, I have a TikTok about this because I was going to say my boyfriend is my best friend, but that there is a distinction between girl best friend and boyfriend best friend. Like there is, and I think it's different to everyone, but my TikTok was going to be that he is my best friend, but there's a difference. Like he's
Yeah.
not my girl best friend. He's just like my boy best friend.
Yeah.
And it's like not the same way that like Brandon's my boy best friend,
Yeah.
but there is a very strong distinction
Yeah.
between the two of those.
I think I'm just like, why do you get two titles?
right.
It's like not fair. And like I feel like it's so like it's like Jimmy's so sweet. He's like, you're my best friend, and I'm like, and you're right up there.
You're like top 5.
Almost there. You are
if
so
anyone leaves, you're right
That's
next.
really good for you, but
And I think I'm your best friend too.
like, oh, that's so sweet.
But like we just
you.
have like some like things, like, right? But yeah, that's my.
dead.
Those are my immunity.
I
Those
love
are good.
No, those were
Yeah.
really
Excellent.
Those
good.
are great.
Yay!
You crushed it.
Is it better than Jimmy?
I hate to ask like what's next, but like what are your goals for this year? Like would you want to do content full time? And to wrap up, like where can our audience follow you if they're not already following you, which would be crazy and diabolical?
I don't know. I don't see myself doing content full time. I just like don't think that would be my sparkle space. I'm a Capricorn. Like I need a little like I need
Yeah.
the structure. Like I need to like I need to like go somewhere and like do something and collaborate and
Right.
like
Yeah.
work in like an environment that is just for working. And I think I would like, I think my lines would get too blurry and I would be like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm like not very consistent about posting already. So I need to work on that. Yeah, but I don't know what's next. I've gotten so lucky with social media and like content creation and like even like now like connecting with you guys. Like what a fun like perk. Like
Yeah,
it's all
I
amazing
know.
that like this all happened and like now I get to be here,
Right.
which is like so fun and like so special.
Oh, you're so positive.
I know. I'm like so happy that you're here.
Ray of light.
It's
Ray
bringing me
of
so
light.
much joy.
Yeah, no, but it is like it's like like I don't know, like what's that thing like be where your feet are, where like you're like okay cool like this is where I'm at right now and
I'm
like
learning
home and
so
journal.
much. I'm learning so much from you today.
yeah, but you can follow me most of the social media platforms. I started a YouTube recently.
I will be
It's
tuning in.
so hard. It's
It
hard.
is.
You edit, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Really challenging.
Yeah, it took me 14 hours to edit Brandon's last TikTok.
Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, how much
Yeah.
content did you have?
My thing is like I'm just crazy. Like I'm
Okay.
super like precise and I like to like make them funny. So like there are people who can do it way better and way faster. So like that's not a standard. I'm just like I'm a Capricorn. So I'm a
sorry,
perfectionist.
Please stop. Do it better. If you haven't watched Brandon's YouTube, Casey's editing skills are so immaculate. Like I'm
Thank
you. Gagged that you just said. I'm mad at you for saying
You need
that.
to do like a master class for
I
me.
know. I learned everything on YouTube, but I would be more than happy to teach you.
That's
I love it.
amazing.
Yeah, but it's so much work. YouTube is not like TikTok is you put up your phone, take a video and post it. Maybe you do some editing, maybe you put a little music behind it. YouTube is a whole different beast. Like
It's
it's a
hard,
lot,
yeah.
especially if you want to make a video that you're proud of. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's challenging. And like, I'm like, even like when I have like the camera up, I'm like, what am I saying? Like, I'm like, I literally have like 90 seconds of content. So
Well, I can't wait to see your next video. That's gonna be so
Yeah.
exciting.
What's your ad? Is it at Debbie Peifer?
I think it's Debbie Piper or Deb Piper.
Perfect. And we'll throw that in our bio too.
Yay.
Thank you so much for being here. You
Yeah,
were the
seriously.
best.
Thank
We
you
hope
guys.
this was like a good intro for your first ever podcast.
I feel like
Yeah.
I just talked for 90 minutes straight.
No, you did
No.
great.
Well, we're gonna go talk more over some drinks and some appetizers.
Yeah.
But until then, keep everything between us, girlies. Bye, guys.